Hello everyone, welcome to the Board Gamers. My name is Dave. Unfortunately, Dirk is not feeling well today, so I'll be doing the article review for Hercules, the last hero for the Civil War wave. Once I verify that we're streaming. Hello everyone, welcome to the Board Gamers. My name is Dave. Unfortunately, Dirk is not feeling well today. All right, that's working. So yes, this is Hercules. This is the final hero for the Civil War wave. So the original article said that there would be 4 heroes, and we had Tigra and Hulkling in the Civil War box. And then we had an article for Wonder Man a little while ago, and he's coming in February, and Hercules is coming in February as well, from what I understand. And I'm guessing it's probably the same day as Wonder Man because we're back to, the 2 hero release schedule, which is great. I am running things on my own, so if you join, please comment in the chat because I don't have the live stream open right now, or the stream open. All right, so let's take a look. Son of Zeus announcing their Hercules Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game. And there's a picture of Hercules who smashed a car, looks like. As Hercules has said countless times, have at thee, Hercules. All right. He is a man known by many names. Born Alicus, renamed Heracles, then to distance himself from Hera, he was renamed again to Hercules. Now his friends just call him Herc. The son of Zeus has the tumultuous relationship with Olympus throughout the entirety of his long life. Sometimes he is their glory, other times he is their disgrace. But no matter what, there are few problems that he doesn't first try to solve with his immense godlike strength. Fantasy Flight Games is proud to announce the Hercules Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game. Hercules, I'm going to probably totally blow this here. Hercules Panhellenis, the demigod son of Zeus, smashes into the scene with this expansion pack, which introduces him as a new playable hero alongside his 15 signature cards, paired with a pre-built leadership deck. To aid him in leading the charge against his foes, you'll be able to wield Hercules' incredible strength from the moment you open the box, with the ability to take on Herculean tasks in exchange for mighty rewards. Hercules is a unique and powerful hero worthy of the fame his name brings. This pack also brings a bonus modular encounter set, all versus all. Oh, nice. So we're getting a bonus modular set. All right, so we got Hercules alter ego and hero, son of Zeus, something of Perseus, and defeat the Hydra. It looks like probably the shield of Perseus, which would be the shield that Perseus used against Medusa. So, all right, the Lion of Olympus. As a demigod whose strength can match and sometimes even exceed that of Thor, our first Olympian hero pack is a real wallop. So we got Hercules. He's got 14 hit points, so he's part of the 14 plus club. That makes sense. Hand size 6 for recovery. Olympus. Hercules begins the game with a labor deck and a gift deck. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hopefully we learn a little bit more about that. New labors of Hercules. Action. If there is no labor card in play, reveal the top card of the labor deck. Oh, so you got to go back to alter ego to get the labor cards, I guess. And then Hercules Hero, hand size 4. So he did go down to a hand size 4. 132, Atonement. After a labor card is added to the victory display, put the top card of the gift deck into play. Ready Hercules. Oh, you may flip him to alter ego. Limit once per phase. Oh, okay. So they're not making it super hard to get the new labors out. Okay, that's cool. In fact, his might is so great that Hercules actually must begin the game with his power relatively restrained. During setup, you shuffle and set aside a pair of unique 3-card decks, the gift deck and the labor deck. In order to unlock his full power, you must complete the labors of Hercules and earn his divine gifts, which take the form of permanent upgrades with various benefits. Get all 3 gift upgrades into play, and Hercules will become truly unstoppable. So what are these gifts and labors? For starter, each labor takes the form of a challenge that only Hercules himself can complete. For example, the Defeat the Hydra labor pits Hercules against a boosted minion that only he can attack. When this labor enters play, Hercules must find a suitable non-elite minion of at least 6 printed hit points, and that minion can come from anywhere, including Herc's own set-aside Nemesis set, if necessary. Dueling a Hydra is a grueling task, but the reward is worth it. Thanks to Hercules' atonement ability, once Defeat the Hydra enters the victory display, he gets to ready his identity and gains the top card of the gift deck. This could be the Nemean Lion skin, which boosts his durability, grants him steady, and lets you draw 4 cards when it first enters play. A worthy reward for a Herculean endeavor. All right, so Defeat the Hydra. Defeat the Hydra is an attachment. Victory 0. It's a labor. Attached minion gets +6 hit points and gains the elite trait. So that would be a minimum of 12 hit points then. Attached minion cannot take damage except from Hercules attacks. When revealed, find a non-elite minion with at least 6 printed hit points, reveal it, heal all damage from it, and attach this card to it. And the Nemean Lion skin is an artifact gift. Hercules gets +2 hit points and gains steady. After this card enters play, draw 4 cards. Okay. All right, so then we have Embody Pathos, which is another labor. Victory 0. Attached side scheme gains assault. Threat cannot be removed from attached side scheme except by Hercules thwarts. Find an encounter side scheme that is not in play and reveal it, treating each per player on it as 1, and attach this card to it. Place 6 additional threat on it. And then the Sword of Peleus is an artifact, gift, weapon, permanent, restricted. Hercules gets +1 hit point and his basic attacks gain piercing. Response: after this card enters play, draw 4 cards. Wow. Okay. So every time you complete a labor, it looks like you're going to get to draw 4 cards. And we saw that he gets to flip to alter ego. And ready. So that's pretty cool. All right. The other 2 labors are similarly challenging to overcome, and the other 2 gifts are similarly rewarding. So the Ebony Pathos sees Hercules take on a side scheme by himself, while Protect Humanity puts a target on the back of his friend Amadeus Cho. After completing these labors, in addition to the Nemean Lion skin, Herc can find himself wielding the Sword of Peleus or the Shield of Perseus, fully equipping him for anything the villain has to offer. Okay? So Protect Humanity uses 3 labor counters, victory 0. When revealed, find Amadeus Cho and put him into play. Force Interrupt. When the villain would attack Hercules, choose one of your allies. The villain attacks that ally instead. After that attack is resolved, if Hercules defended, remove 1 labor counter from here. Okay. Amadeus Cho. When a minion would attack you, it attacks Amadeus Cho instead. Exhaust Amadeus Cho, draw 1 card. 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points. The sword, we already saw that. All right, Shield of Perseus. It's a permanent. Hercules gets +1 hit point and gains Retaliate 1. After this card enters play, draw 4 cards. All right. As you might expect by now, much of the rest of Hercules' signature kit builds off the number of gift cards he's earned. Take the Gift of Battle, for example, which reduces its cost for every gift in Herc's arsenal. Similarly, his Son of Zeus event gains additional effects for each gift earned, potentially allowing for huge momentum swings in the late game. The Gauntlets of Hercules can grant Herc a whopping Retaliate 3 when he has all his gifts in play, which stacks with the Retaliate from the Shield of Perseus. And it pairs well with Herc's Helm, which can let him defend without exhausting and softening an incoming blow. Finally, when you combine all the powers of Herc's gifts with his 2 copies of Lion Olympus, you're left with an absolute unit of a hero. You're left with an absolute unit of a hero who can fell even the mightiest of foes. Okay. So the Gift of Battle. The Gift of Battle costs 3. Reduce the cost to play this card by 1 for each gift card you control. Hero action, attack, deal 5 damage to an enemy. Son of Zeus costs 2. Ready Hercules. If you control at least 1 gift, ready an identity-specific upgrade you control. 2 gifts, gain a tough. 3 gifts, draw a card. Wow. All right, the Gauntlets of Hercules. When Hercules defends against an attack, exhaust Gauntlets of Hercules. Hercules gains Retaliate 1 for that attack for each gift card you control. Herc's Helm. It's a defense card. When the villain attacks, exhaust Herc's Helm. Reduce the amount of damage his attack dealt by 1. The Lion of Olympus. This is a temporary card, so you discard this card at the end of the round. And your hero gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense. Okay. We'll read those when we get to it. All right. Of course, the villains won't just sit idly by while Hercules is completing his labors, and that's where the rest of his pre-built leadership deck comes in. Fellow Avenger Deathcry. I always thought she was with a Shiar. Huh. Fellow Avenger Deathcry hits as hard as Herc does himself, at first at least, and she can stick around a long time if you're willing to let Herc take a bit of chip damage. If you can't afford the extra damage on your identity, you can attach the Avenge Me upgrade onto Deathcry so that she gives you some extra cards on the way out. Those extra cards can certainly come in handy thanks to Herc's low hand size, but his deck also comes with a few other ways of helping you pay for his allies. For example, the Avenger Compound lets you store an expensive ally until you have the resources to pay for them, while the player side scheme Call for Backup can let you skip paying for them altogether. Both of these tools and more can help you get a heavy hitter like Thor into play, allowing you to take advantage of his and Herc's ancient rivalry sooner rather than later. Okay. So Deathcry, she costs 3, 1 thwart, 3 attack with 2 consequential, 4 hit points. She's an Avenger. Hero interrupt. When Deathcry makes a basic attack, deal your hero 1 damage. Deathcry takes -1 consequential damage for this attack. Oh, okay. That's not so bad. Avenge Me. So Avenge Me is a 0-cost upgrade. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. Attached to an ally, max 1 per ally. When attached ally is defeated, draw 2 cards. Oh, wow. That could be crazy with like a Maria recursion deck. Avengers Compounds, a 0-cost support Avenger location. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait, max 1 per deck. Action, exhaust Avengers Compound, choose. Tuck 1 ally from your hand here. If there's no ally tucked here, or if there's is no ally tucked here, or you can play the ally tucked here as if it were in your hand. Oh, okay, that's kind of nice. Yeah, it's kind of annoying when you draw an ally and you can't afford them and you either have to hold them. And yeah, especially with a hand size of 4. That's pretty good. Max 1 per deck. Yeah, I can see that being a staple in Avenger decks. Call for Backup. So this is a reprint with new art. It's a player side scheme. Costs 1. Victory 0. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an ally and put it into play. Comes in with 3 threat per player. And then we have Thor, Odinson. 4 cost ally, 3 thwart, 3 attack with 2 consequential, 4 hit points. Asgard Avenger. Force response. After Thor makes a basic thwart, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play engaged with you. Then we have Ancient Rivalry. It's a 1 cost event. Asgard Olympus. This is the team up for Hercules and Thor. Max 1 per deck. Search your discard pile for an identity specific upgrade and add it to your hand. Ready Hercules and Thor. Huh. Okay, I like it. That's for the module. All right. As we mentioned earlier, the Hercules Hero Pack also comes with a bonus modular encounter set. So we got Hecate and Kykonus. So Hecate is 2 scheme, 0 attack, 4 hit points. Olympus, when revealed and defeated, find the all versus all side scheme and reveal it. Force response, after Hecate activates, place 2 threat on all versus all side scheme. And Kykonus, 0 scheme, 3 attack, 7 hit points. Brute, Olympus, retaliate 1, toughness, victory 0. After he activates, place 2 threat on all versus all side scheme. Otherwise, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Huh. Okay. This set centers around the massive free-for-all, all versus all. This spiral brawl is hard to get rid of, since every time a character, friend or foe, is defeated, it gains some additional threat. It also doesn't help that all versus all is repeatedly instigated by the god of witches, Hecate, and both she and the brutish Kykonus are constantly adding more threat to it. With the side scheme bringing a flood of extra encounter cards, you'll have to manage your resources carefully and figure out the best plan of attack if you want to quell the fighting frenzy and refocus your efforts on the villain. All right, all versus all. Starts with 2 threat, hinder 2 per player. Force response, after a character is defeated, place 2 threat on this scheme. When defeated, set all versus all aside. Oh. So it doesn't go back in the discard pile. Okay. And it has a hazard. Yeah, then we saw her. So she finds it when she's revealed and defeated. Okay. So that's why it's set aside, I guess. And he doesn't find it, I guess. Okay. As with all other modular encounter sets, the all versus all set can be added to any scenario for some added challenge. Can you survive this free-for-all brawl? Son of Zeus. With his unbelievable godlike strength and his labors granting him powerful gifts, Hercules is a mighty hero that can be a powerful addition to any team. Look forward to fighting for your ideals as Hercules when the Hercules Hero Pack arrives in February 2026. You can pre-order your own copy of Hercules at your local retailer or online through our web store today. Okay, so if anyone's watching, please, and you want to make some comments on some of these cards, that would be great. Let's take a look at the store real quick. Then we'll come back to the article. February 20th, which I believe is the same day for Wonder Man. So Ares is his nemesis. Okay. Well, we didn't get to see any of the Ares cards, but we got to see the all versus all, so that's pretty cool. All right. Yeah. So that's interesting. So he gets more powerful as time goes by when you do his his labors, and then you get so it kind of has I mean, it's different, but it kind of has a feeling like Ironheart, where you build up her suit, so, and then she becomes more powerful as you upgrade to different suits. So I can see kind of the same thing with this. um but it's a deck, so you don't know what order you're going to get, because I assume they'll be face down. Reveal the top card of the labor deck. Yeah. So, and then the top card of the gift deck. So yeah, so you're gonna have like 2 3 card decks, because I think they said there's 3 cards, right? Yeah, 3 card decks. So yeah, it could be the order. The order will be mixed up. I'm glad the article shows us all the gifts and labors, so that's cool. So we kind of can now start the deck building wheels turning between now and February. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm liking it. I haven't read comics in a while, but the last time I saw Deathcry, she was with a Shi'ar trying to kill her sister to become the leader of the Shi'ar. So now she's a good on the now she's an Avenger apparently. Um, yeah, I like it. Avenge Me is pretty cool. This is going to be crazy with recursion decks, probably, assuming you have enough of them to get played out. But yeah, so now you rapid response Maria, and you're getting 3 cards, and everybody else is getting 1 card, I guess. So that's kind of crazy. Um, I really like this Avenger compound, especially for the four side, the 4 hand heroes. That's going to be really nice. Um, yeah. What else do we got? Uh, just new art for Call for Backup, which is cool. You can Thor is a 3/3. That's pretty powerful for leadership. But that minion, that's when he thwarts. Huh. He could make it interesting Voltron, because he just starts off as a 3/3. That's pretty good. And we're getting a bonus modular encounter set. Yay! So that's always fun. Yeah, all right. Well, looking forward to this. We now know the everything for the Civil War wave, at least from that initial article. Time of this recording, we've got a couple weeks until PAX Unplug, which there is going to be an in-flight report. We found out that Arkham Horror has a new core set, which I suspect we're going to get a new core set for Marvel Champions as well. And I suspect that announcement will be during PAX Unplug. But I'm glad that they didn't wait to announce the final hero for PAX Unplug. So, I'm hoping the Marvel Champions portion of the in-flight report will talk about the future of the game, because things are kind of they've talked about the legacy and the current format, and I kind of think that Civil War might be the beginning of the current format. I'm not sure, just because the size of the wave is different than normal. The packaging style is different. So they're not calling it Wave 10. They call it on the web page. They call it the Civil War wave. So we go to the Marvel Champions page, and they just recently had a bunch of stuff go out of print. But yeah, so here's wave 9, which was the Civil War. I mean, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And now we have Civil War, which would be wave 10. But right now, like wave 8 and 9 and Civil War are in print. And then part of wave 7 is out. I think this is because the warehouse has a few extra copies. But so like if we go to wave 6, it's all out of print. Wave 5, wave 4. Wave 3 is in print, but again, I think there was extra copies. Wave 2 is mostly out of print. And wave 1 is mostly out of print as well. And then again, we have Age of Apocalypse, Agent Shields, and Civil War is in print, and then the rest are all out of print. So I'm kind of thinking, and if I'm not going to go to the Arkham site, but if we did, you would see the same kind of thing. And like I said, they announced a new core set for that game during the week of Halloween, which they have the week of Arkham. So that's why we got a little Halloween tease. And it seems from the different live streams that Marvel Champions and Arkham are kind of following the same format as far as this new way of doing things. So I'm guessing that we're going to get a core set announcement at PAX Unplugged. So yeah, but that, like I said, we just got to wait a couple weeks to find out if I'm right or if I'm way off. I mean, we may not even get a new core set. You know, that's possible too. But I kind of think we probably will. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching. And we have a video on that if you want to check it out. That's all about the Arkham Horror core set and will there be a new Marvel Champions core set. So check that out. And hopefully Dirk's feeling better tomorrow so we can do some recording. If not, I still have some videos backed up to keep putting up. We still have more on our villain review series. So, and I'll do a top 5 anticipated Hercules cards that'll go up in a couple days probably. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe and click